Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as you guys can go ahead and see, I'm actually just in my bedroom right now. And I know to you guys it probably looks like I'm just chilling and not doing anything, but in actuality I've done some work and I've contacted a couple different companies in getting some parts and getting quotes on everything that we're going to need for the rebuild. Unfortunately that takes time, and unfortunately we can't do anything about that, and we're just waiting basically. So instead of not uploading anything at all, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an update as well as answer 3 questions that I have been asked since starting this rebuild. Alright guys, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of an update and explain what we're waiting on as far as the companies that I have contacted. Now this actually is just an example I'm using. This isn't a car I'm actually thinking about buying or getting any parts of. This is just a Copart car. So basically what the companies and me have agreed with, and they're actually willing to hook me up, is they'll go ahead and actually cut a car for me, a Mustang GT, which is actually going to be yellow as well. But let me go ahead and show you what we're talking about. They're actually going to go ahead and cut from above that little antenna right there, satellite, basically cut all the way down, around, all the way to the door jamb, and basically sell me everything from there, from that point on back, except underneath as far as like the exhaust and basically the suspension and wheels and all that stuff. It's just gonna be cosmetic things as far as like the windshield, the trunk, you know, the quarter panels, bumper, and basically just the shell, the body of it. Now they've actually offered me some good deals, but the only issue is going to be is just the shipping. It's going to cost a buttload, and I'm actually just trying to look for something local right now so we don't have to pay the shipping up the butt, but we're keeping our minds open right now and looking for the cheapest price right now. Alright guys, so with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and answer the 3 top questions I have been asked since I started this rebuild. These questions have been asked multiple times, and you know what, I'm going to go ahead and answer them for you guys right now in this video. So first things first, the first question is going to go ahead and be, how much did I get the Mustang GT for? Second question, how did I get to the point where I'm at now, and basically the process of cars I've gone to be able to do this today. Now, third is going to go ahead and be, what happened to the 370Z? Now, the 370Z, for you guys who don't know, who you guys are all new, is basically the car that I wanted to start this channel on and basically build my channel on. Now, that car is bye-bye. I don't have it anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and explain to you exactly what happened. Alright guys, to answer question number 1, how much I got the Mustang GT for, as well as where did I get it from. So actually I got it from autobidmaster.com. Now I did get it from Copart, but in order to buy cars from Copart in California, you actually have to have a dealer's license. Autobidmaster is a broker that allows you to buy cars when you don't have the dealer's license. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you. Obviously when you're using a third party, you're actually going to go ahead and pay a couple extra fees. So I actually got mine for $4,500. So this is just the fees calculator. So actually out the door it's going to be $5,558. Now that doesn't include actually a couple extra taxes that you end up paying at the end, as well as shipping. So this one's in South Carolina, so it would cost $1,600 basically to go ahead and ship it. Mine was in Sacramento, so it actually ended up costing me an extra $500 I believe to ship it over. So at the door I ended up paying, I believe, about $6,200 completely. Okay, so before you can actually get to the point where you buy the car, you actually need to go ahead and get a membership. Now they do have a free membership. I actually want to do this and buy more cars later down the road, so I actually got a real membership. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you, first things first, before you can actually buy the car after you get the membership, is you're going to go ahead and actually have buying power. You actually need to go ahead and put a deposit down. So right now I still have $400 in to go ahead and give me $4,000 of buying power, so I can go ahead and buy a parts car if I see one. If I'm able to get one for a really good price, I'm going to go ahead and buy one. Alright guys, now to answer question number 2, what cars I went through basically to get to the point where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some little model cars and explain to you the reason why I keep these, and basically show you some pictures as well as the cars in real life that I had. Okay, so first things first, this is my silver Celica that I keep to resemble my first car. My first car was a silver Celica. It was a 2002, and I actually loved it. It was actually a car to get to point A to point B, and it really helped me out and basically learned the basics of driving. Now after I finished up with that car, I actually wanted to go ahead and get something a little bit more sportier, a little faster. Now my brother at the time had a DC5. It was a nice RSX Type S. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a picture as well. Now he was supposed to go ahead and sell me that car, but I got impatient and I wanted a car ASAP. So I'm gonna go ahead and end up showing you guys my second car. So this is the 350Z. This basically resembles my second car. Now unfortunately it was a bad buy, and the 350Z ended up taking a crap. The engine was going out, the transmission was going out, basically everything, it was just going to shit. So I went ahead and bought a Celica, another Celica. This was a 2004. This resembles my third car, which was a black Celica. Now my brother actually owned it prior to me, and he was actually switching up to get a Honda, a newer Honda at the time. So I said, I'll take it off your hands, and I needed a reliable daily. And after the first Celica I had, I knew Celicas were the way to go. So that was my third car. So after enjoying the Celica for a while, I went ahead and got rid of 350Z first, and then I sold the Celica because I had them both at the same time, and then I went ahead and got the 370Z. Now I actually don't have any basically model cars yet. I actually want to get one, but I don't have one right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show you all the pictures and everything as far as the 370Z goes. Alright guys, so after the 370Z was totaled out, I needed a car to get to work that following weekend, so I actually went ahead and went out and bought a 2008 silver EXL Accord. Now it was basically I got a really good deal on it, but it was just a car to get to work for about a month. I knew I had to get rid of it, and actually Esther was looking for a car, so I knew after I was able to use it for that, basically to get to point A and point B, get to work, that I'll just go ahead and basically end up giving it to her and having her take over it. Now I did pay in cash, so it's not like it was any payments like that. It's more of the fact that she'll pay for the insurance and all that good stuff. So after that happened, after that month went by, I was actually able to get off work from my seasonal job with Cal Fire. I actually went ahead and bought a 2009 Honda Accord. Now that 2009 was a little bit better from the outside, as you guys can you can't really tell actually, because on silver it's not that big of a difference, to be honest with you, but it is a big difference in person. So after I got the daily set up, again, that one was bought in cash as well. So I actually was able to grab the rest of that remainder of money, and that's actually what I used to invest into buying the Mustang GT build that we're working on right now. Now I actually go ahead and keep this one basically to show that I've been into imports for all my life. Now this is basically the first import I fell in love with, as you guys can go ahead and see, and you guys already know where it's from. Now luckily I actually was able to see it at a car meet not too long ago that I was actually dealing with cancer fundraiser, and I went actually ahead and they took out the car, and I was able to take some pictures, which is really cool. So basically those are the cars I've gone through. I'm gonna go ahead and get into more detail the 370Z on question number 3, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys why I keep this GTR actually. So I keep the GTR because basically this is my goal. I actually want to get to a GTR eventually. Now it may not happen, you know, in a couple months, but it may happen in a couple years. But I guarantee you guys, I will get a GTR eventually. And it's not going to stop there. A GTR is just a car I've always wanted. It's just a milestone. Just like any other milestone, there's going to be a next one after that. So now to answer question number 3. Now this question actually is a little bit more detailed because this was the car I was supposed to build my channel on. This is the car that I wanted to build everything on, and I loved it, and I got it, and it was my dream car. I was able to get it at age 20. It was super amazing to me, and I loved it. I got it actually in a little accident, if you guys have seen. I actually did post a video about that one, but I haven't actually explained to you guys what actually happened to it and why it actually got totaled. Now if you guys followed me on Instagram, you guys have seen the pictures. But long story short, I was traveling to work and a freaking deer ran out, and it was actually pouring that day. So when I actually flicked it, it just slid and I just went sliding. It was crazy, honestly. It was a nice wet road and it was in the dirt, so actually when it slid off the road, I was actually able to gain a little bit of traction, and I was actually going straight into a telephone pole, but because I hit the mud, I was actually able to get a little bit of traction and basically spin the steering wheel to the side, and actually instead of going straight into the pole, I was actually able to swing it and actually hit the rear end of it. Now, was a lot of pictures of the accident, but unfortunately I actually lost the backup for that phone. So basically all the pictures I have, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, but basically that's what happened. And unfortunately, again, that was a car I actually wanted to basically build the channel on, and I had so much freaking ideas for the car I wanted to do. I wanted to actually make that car crazy fast, track it out, you know, do everything to it. Now unfortunately at that point I actually didn't realize, you know, basically going to a third party and buying a car from Copart through a third party, because I knew you could buy it back, but the deal that they offered me was actually a good deal. But at the time my dad had the insurance under his name and he didn't want to go through all that, you know, extraness and getting it fixed and everything, and basically doing it the insurance way, which is paying like $20,000 to get it fixed. Obviously that's why they totaled it, because it had damage to that rear quarter panel. And for the insurance, they want you to actually go ahead and basically what we're actually going to go ahead and probably end up doing, maybe, I don't know yet, we're still deciding again, we have to go to the frame shop, but with the Mustang GT, with that damage in the back so severe, we might end up having to cut the whole freaking thing off and basically putting a whole nother piece on. Now they wanted to do that for that little freaking dent you guys have seen in the picture. It's ridiculous, and if I would have known the things I know now, then I would have bought that car in a freaking heartbeat and fixed it for freaking it would probably end up costing max $600, $700 because the airbag did go off. But at the end of the day, it would have been no more than $1,000, and I could have had my freaking 370Z back. But I didn't know, and basically I had to live with that, unfortunately. Alright guys, so there you guys have it. I answered the 3 questions for you guys. Now if you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, or shoot me a DM if you guys are on Instagram. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a short video, I know, but I want to go ahead and give you guys that update and not leave you guys in the blank and not upload at all. So without further ado, see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.